Hello! Today we're going to talk about how I went from this to this. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. As my first video on this channel, I thought I would take a little bit of a walk down memory lane, look back on my skincare journey so far. For those of you who have been following along my skincare journey on Instagram, hello, welcome! You're probably well aware that I've had to deal with acne for quite some time now. So these are going to be my top 5 tips for dealing with acne-prone skin and acne in general. I hope that these tips today will be helpful to those of you who are also dealing with acne and kind of help you manage your journey with a little bit more grace than I did. I wanted to first put a disclaimer out there that I am in no way a skincare professional. I am merely just a skincare enthusiast who has really gone through it with acne skin. So let's get to it! Tip number 1 is to know your skin type. And I know this is such a basic tip, right?
Wait, what?
You're basic.
Everyone knows that trick of washing your face and letting it dry to kind of figure out what kind of skin type that you have. There are 4 different skin types out there, and that's normal, oily, dry, and combination. I personally have combination skin, so I get oilier in the T-zone throughout the day, and then my cheeks tend to stay a little bit drier. Knowing your skin type is so crucial to picking the right products for you. Everyone's body is a little bit different, so our body produces oils at different levels, but then the products helps rebalance our skin and to kind of make up for whatever we may be lacking. Aside from skincare type, we also have skin concerns. So acne, for example, is a type of concern that we may have with our skin because acne comes and goes, right? Another example would be like dehydrated skin. Dehydrated skin comes from the lack of water. And so that may be because your whole body is dehydrated because you're not drinking enough water. Or your skin just doesn't retain the moisture. I think that was a really big lesson for me because I always knew that I had combination skin, but I never realized why I could never get my skin to be more balanced. And that was because I was targeting the dryness, so the lack of oil in my skin, but I wasn't targeting the dehydration in my skin. So I was providing it all this oil without giving it any water.
I don't need it.
And so of course it was just gonna be like completely unbalanced. This closely relates to tip number 2. Not just knowing your skin type, but knowing your skin, like your skin personally. Everyone's skin is different because everyone is different. The food that we consume, the environment that we live in, the way that our body reacts to all of these outside environmental changes, it's all different. And the reason why I say it's so important is because like the first tip, like knowing your skin type and knowing like your concerns, that leads to a better selection of products for yourself. The way that I went about it was not only was I being more mindful of what products I was putting on my skin, but also of like the foods that I was eating and like my daily habits, how all of that affected my skin. One thing that I actually found really, really useful was through my journey, I started taking daily pictures of my face with being mindful of what you have been using on your skin and kind of how you have been living your life. Then you can attribute those things to how your skin has progressed. So having your daily like picture diary of your skin to help you objectively look at your skin yourself is so helpful for this. Tip number 3. Take care of your skin barrier. Your skin barrier is your skin's first line of defense against any environmental bacteria. A few things to look out for to help take care of your skin barrier is actually really simple. It can be as simple as the water that you're using to wash your face or the cleanser that you are using. Our skin runs naturally acidic at a 5.5 or a 6, so it's best to use products that run in a similar range to not disturb our natural balance. I will link some sources down below because there are a lot of bloggers out there who have done their due diligence in testing cleanser products and their pH levels, so people are more aware. And this is not to say that you should only use low pH cleansers. This goes back to tip number 2, right? Everyone's skin will react differently to different things, and knowing about pH levels was really helpful to me because that was one of the reasons why my skin was going bonkers all the time, is because I wasn't consistent with the cleansers that I was using, and the cleansers that I were using, I thought that it, like, because they foamed up nicely, then that means it would like clean really well, and I like thought that being squeaky clean was like a good thing. But then I realized that that was what was destroying my skin barrier and like making me more vulnerable to acne breakouts. Taking care of your skin barrier is basically like taking care of the outer walls of your house. If there are cracks, if there are holes in the walls, you're going to be vulnerable to like intruders or unwanted guests, right? So we gotta make sure that our outer protection is the strongest that it can be to keep out all the bad guys. Moving on to tip number 4. This is also a natural deviation from tip number 3 of how to take care of your skin barrier. Is when things aren't working, it's okay to just go back to the basics. Recently, there's been a trend of like the skincare diet, and this is exactly what that is. It's cutting out all unnecessary products from our routines and then only focusing on, you know, your basics, which is typically your cleanser, moisturizer, and sunscreen. When your skin is breaking out like crazy and you like are using 10 different products, it's gonna be really hard to pinpoint which of those products are actually helping your skin or making things worse. That will give your skin time and space to breathe and kind of rebalance itself naturally. Another derivative of what you could do is also having a core routine. Everyone is a little different, and also everyone's skin is a little different. Probably said that way too much this video, but knowing what works for you and just going back to that basic core routine that you know will always work, it will also have that same effect of just letting your skin breathe and like recuperate and not be overstressed with products. Moving on to our last tip of the day, and this is something that I truly wished I told myself like 5 years ago.
My God, pull yourself together! What will you do? Is this a question?
Is it's okay to seek professional help. Hi, editing Amy here. So I realized as I was editing through the clips that I was rambling a lot, but essentially was through high school and college, I started seeing dermatologists for my acne, and so I had seen probably around 3 different dermatologists in that span of time, each one prescribing me like the same medications and just like all stopping short of Accutane. And I was just really discouraged and really tired of being in that like system. And I thought that at the time, like seeking professional medical help meant going to a dermatologist. So I kind of swore off that method and just like didn't want to go down that path again. And that was the point where I started looking for like home remedies. I started seeing acupuncturists. That's how I found like Korean skincare and like dove into that world. And some of it helped, some of it didn't. It was a lot of trial and error. But then came a tipping point of like, I was dealing with acne on and off for like 8+ years of my life, and I was just done with it. Just had it with getting unsolicited advice from strangers, having that always be a constant topic with my family. I no longer wanted to be ashamed of my own face, you know?
Hello. Apparently I'm really bad at storytelling and I just ramble on and on. But at that tipping point that we were talking about, I finally decided, you know what? I'm going to go see a professional again because clearly doing things on my own was not getting me anywhere. And luckily at that time, I was more knowledgeable about skincare, and I knew now that dermatologists weren't the only professional help that I could seek out to treat acne. There were many, many other options out there. I just needed to find the right one for me. And so what that turned out to be was going to an esthetician, and the clinic that I went to is called Acneology, and they were the ones who actually helped me get my bearings on my acne and my skin and got me to where I am today. I think it's really important to know the different options out there for you, and because everyone is different, theme of the video, so you have to find the method that is most appropriate for you.
This is kind of like a side tip or like bonus tip is seek advice from people that you trust and will take the advice from, because otherwise their advice or suggestion is going to be moot.
Listen to me.
Of course, make sure that they're reliable sources though. So there you have it. Those are my top 5 or 5.5 tips on how to handle your journey with acne or acne-prone skin. I hope that this has helped someone out there who is going through what I went through, so that hopefully, like I said, you can handle your journey with a little bit more grace and a little bit more confidence than I did, and I hope it doesn't take you 10 plus years to kind of get your acne under control. Honestly, dealing with acne takes a lot of patience and trial and error, but you can do it. Just know that from someone who has honestly gone through so many ups and downs dealing with acne, that there is a silver lining at the end of the road. And that silver lining may not be like perfect, clear skin, because no one has perfect skin. It's more of coming to a place where you are happy with your skin. So if you enjoyed this video and you found it helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment down below. I'll be uploading at least once a week, so don't forget to follow along the adventures of Awkward Amy. Alright, thanks for watching. See you next time. There's a hole in the wall. Oh. Tip number 3. Oh. I finally have a video on the channel. And I have fallen and I can't get up.